Greetings, greetings, greetings. I am here. Grandson sitting. He is asleep, rolling around on his superhero air mattress. Talking about, Grandpa, can I take it home? I'm like, yeah, go ahead. It'll be flat in a couple of days. We'll go ahead. You go bust it. What's going on? Good to see y'all represent your city and all that. I've been wanting to talk about this for a while. I've been wanting to talk about this. Good to see everyone. Good to see you, Derek. I hope you're doing good. Lee, Ogun, Elijah, Oakland, California is in the building. Yes, indeed. Chicago, Illinois is in the building. Oh, yeah. So here I go, y'all, getting in trouble. I'll be getting in trouble. Arlington, Texas is here. Yeah. Milwaukee, Wisconsin is here. Yeah. Now, one thing I want to say, if you watch my live streams and you hear me say things you don't like what I'm saying, you think I'm wrong, you think I'm over here, you think I'm over there, always remember something. I'm not trying to be right. Of course, I think I'm right, but I'm not trying to be right as far as everybody else concerned. All I'm trying to do is express myself and document how I think. That's it. I'm not trying to make anybody believe what I think. I'm just documenting what I think. And so, what you can do is document what you think. Because let me tell you something, if you're young, this is really going to be great for if you're young, if you document what you think, because you'll be documenting how you change. Because when you're young, your ideologies and philosophies change, right? It's like, oh, you start tailoring it. So that would be a very interesting something for you to do, to document how you thought in your 20s, then in your 30s, then in your 40s, to watch as your mind changes. Because some things you're going to be the same all the way through, but a lot of stuff is going to change. A lot of things you think are going to change. And so that's a good thing to do. Document what you think and let everybody think what you think. It's not really nothing we argue. I can't, imagine Hawkeye tells me how he thinks, right? How can I argue about how he thinks? Now, we can go kind of back and forward with ideas to see what you think about the idea of what I think. That's cool. So if I say, oh, I think the moon is blue, you could be like, okay, Pharaoh, why you think the moon is blue? It be looking white. That's cool. But as far as just like really getting into it too much, that's ridiculous. Just it has nothing to do with what you think. You still can think what you think. Now, if I said the moon is blue and all y'all better believe the moon is blue, now that's when you get on my case like, fool, how you gonna tell me that the moon got to be blue just because you think it's blue? You know what I'm saying? What the hell that got to do with me? Uh, uh, See what he asked me? That's good. I'm glad he asked me. Let me tell you something to the brothers too. If you talk about, what you do sexually on your own is one thing, but don't ever answer no man that asks you something like that. Pause. See what I'm saying? That's a pause. You know what I mean? That's a pause. You know what I'm saying? Questions like this is a pause. Like, okay, pump your brakes. Whoop, whoop, whoop. You know what I'm saying? You understand? I don't mind talking about that stuff in general. I never talk about that stuff specifically, right? So if I was a woman with a woman 2 days ago, I'm not finna tell, oh, I was with a woman 2 days ago, because now you kissing and telling. Never kiss and tell. Never. So that's why you don't see me go into any specifics. And I don't have a woman right now like that around. And if I did, I wouldn't blast her out, on social media like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't discuss them type of things. You know what I'm saying? If I'm with one of you ladies, what happens in the bed is going to stay in the bed, and you ain't got to worry about me going outside saying nothing. It's going to be like it never happened. The only place it happened is between me and you. With the rest of the world, it never happened. Because you don't kiss and tell. You keep your mouth shut. Okay, brothers? All right? You keep your mouth shut. You keep your mouth shut about your breakups. Sometimes y'all come and tell me about your breakups and stuff. I don't be trying to school you, but I could tell you not. You shouldn't tell me about that. You don't discuss your breakups. You could say, one time I was with a woman where it's kind of generalized, and you're trying to get to the answer about something. You think about it, but you're not trying to talk about the relationship. You're trying to talk about the subject in it. So I could be like, well, one time I was with a woman and she did this and that, but I'm not really talking about being with her. I'm talking about what she did, a totally different subject. And I'm just saying that to get to the matter of what happened. Always keep your relationships. I'm writing my book right now, and I'm not speaking on any of the relationship part of it. I'm only speaking that this was my woman here, but I'm not speaking nothing into the relationship. I'm not putting the women in the book. So the women are not in the book, because the book is about me. So I'm not going to put them in the book. And I don't put my children's mothers in the book. I'm not leaning toward anything about their life. I'm only talking about my life. I'm not talking about their life. So when they read the book, they can be comfortable. Oh, he a G. He didn't say nothing about me. He didn't say nothing. I ain't saying nothing about the women. I think that's like crossing the line. If I want to write a book, write about my damn self. I ain't got the right to write a book about you. You know what I'm saying? That's too much. And then you got to protect your children's mama, whether you like her or not. That's still your children's mother. You know what I'm saying? Good to see you. Meet the flocks. The beautiful love wisdom. Right? Lee is here. Anusa is here. Onyx is here. Derek is here. Lee Ogun, Elijah Farrakhan. That's a great name. Hawkeye. Everybody's here. Y'all come on in. There's 92 people here. I don't like this conversation because, I'm always supporting my people. And I hate to criticize my people like that. So I'm not really cool with criticizing this sister. But I feel like she's embarrassing us, you know? And I feel like she's hurting black women that want to be politicians, you know? And it's looking like a trend. So I'm going to talk about that. Like, I don't like her that much. It's a bad look. It's embarrassing. Jasmine Crockett. She's so embarrassing. I feel the shame, for her to be a sister like that. It's embarrassing. It's cringeworthy to watch her. Seriously, come on, come on. You know what I mean? If you like a content creator like me, or you're a comedian or something, yeah, you Richard Pryor, you me, or something like that. Yeah, go ahead, push the line. But if you're a politician, a doctor, a lawyer, some type of corporate business executive, act like that. You can't be a politician and a hood rat. You can't be no hood ass politician. Come on. Everybody see me, I be wilding over here, saying all type of stuff. I would never represent you all like that if I was a politician. Never, 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 never as a politician. Never. 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 I would never get out of character if I'm a politician. I'm a politician. I got constituents. As a politician, I got all type of constituents. Over here, as Pharaoh said that, I got a specific audience that agreed to watch me. But as a politician, I'm representing people that might not even agreed for me to represent them. I'm representing foundational Black Americans everywhere. I can't let y'all down in front of all these intellectual politicians. And I get up here talking all ghetto. I would be practicing my dialect and how I talk. I'm telling you, I'll be in the mirror practicing. I'll have it down. I'll be a politician 100%. Just like you practice to be a rapper. It's the same way you practice to be a politician. You get the whole conversation down. It's not hard. And we're going to talk about that. It's like 2 in a row because we had this one, Tiffany Henyard. So that's probably why it really irked me, because we already got one in Illinois that just got fired and lost her position. Then this one come back. I'm like, what is these sisters doing? What are they doing? Oh my God. We're going to talk about it though. If you ain't in Illinois, you probably won't even understand why this is so horrible, because we already got one that everybody can't wait to go to prison. She done messed up everybody's money. She all a mayor and she all ghetto. You know what I mean? Come on. Come on, learn how to turn it on and turn it off. Turn it on and turn it off. Let's say you're a rapper, 2 or 3 y'all's a rapper, and you're on my record label, and Universal want to talk to me. And I got your whole career in my hand. I'm going to talk to Universal. I'm going here with all these big executives. I'm not finna go in there. What's the fuck up, y'all? Shit. My boys and them, they about all that shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm not finna go in there talking like that. Come on, bro. I'm finna go in here and talk that banker talk, that lawyer talk to get your bag. You a rapper. I'm not finna talk like you. You the rapper. So rap like a rapper, whatever type of rapper you are. If you're an intellectual rapper, intellectual rap. You is a regular rapper that just talk the street slang. Cool, you're a rapper. But if I'm the CEO of the record label, I can't do all that. Learn how to play your role. Play your role. You can't mix all that stuff together like that. Come on, man. If you talk a lot of slang and you're trying to go to college or you're trying to go somewhere, you're trying to do something, then you better learn how to turn it on and turn it off. If you can't turn it on and turn it off, don't even turn it on. Facts. If you can't turn it on and then turn it off, don't turn it on. You have to know how to turn it on, how to turn it off, when to say this, when to say that. You have to know when you're at home talking to your wife and your children and when you're talking to the news. You can't talk to your news the same way you talk to your wife and your children when you're at home chilling. You feel me? You understand what I'm saying? So this sister get up here doing all this ignorant talking, and I got somebody talking about that's black woman bashing, and she ain't conducting herself with no type of dignity. You know what I'm saying? And here goes some weirdo talk about stop the black woman bashing, and these women is degrading themselves, bashing their own self. This is what happens when you get unintelligent people. They real. You're not really intelligent, so don't try to talk intelligent because you're really not that intelligent. Because this is not black women. I'm talking about a black woman. Okay? Do you know the difference between a woman and women? No. So, they real, step your intelligence up. You see, we got woman and we got women. And you have to know the difference between talking about a woman and women. Yeah, you know what? Come back tomorrow. Just come back tomorrow. It's real simple. Yeah, come back tomorrow. See how I do? Voila. Come back tomorrow. Because she is a horrible example, okay? Okay? She's a horrible example. Now, that person I just got out of here would be cool with their daughter acting like that. That's what they're saying. That they wouldn't care if their daughter was up there talking all ghetto. They would be cool with it. You don't know if daylight might be somebody that wants us to look bad. You don't know his nationality. See, on the social media, there's people that come in there would cheer for us to look bad. So we don't know who that is. So he might be doing reverse psychology, trying to say she's great to encourage us to look bad. We don't know who that is. That's why I just blocked them. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times it just be trolls and they'll say anything for attention. And he's slow. As soon as he said women, he's slow. Because she don't represent women. Because we got black women in there that's conducting themselves better. So if you was talking about black women, you would just be dissing all of them. See, so he's slow. He's slow. If you're talking about a black man, you're not disrespecting black men. Come on. So he's slow. I don't have time. He's slow. He's slow. When you talk about a certain person that happens to be a black man, that's not disrespecting black men. That's that particular person. If you talk about a black woman that happens to not represent themselves, that's not disrespecting black women. That's disrespecting her, saying that she is making black women look bad. And Jasmine Crockett is stereotyping black women. That's what she's doing. She's a horrible example of a politician. Period. Point blank, period. Embarrassing. And this lady too, Tiffany Henyard, that he say don't disrespect a black woman, that everybody in her city booed. She stole all the money. She took money from the city and spent $15,000 or $1,000 with Amazon. She flew trips and bought bags and fancy bags and shoes with the money of the citizens. She was a mayor over here and working with a village over here, had a position, high position in the village, mayor of one city, supervisor of a village, ruined both of them. They kicked her out of both of them. And this dude talking about you disrespecting a black woman that's getting ready to go to prison because she's going to prison. She embezzled money and all that. So who disrespected black women? She disrespected black women by going in there stealing other black women's money. This woman stole from black women. So how does she represent black women if she stole your money and spent it and bought a bunch of hair and nails and stuff with the city's money and didn't pay no taxes? How do she represent West V? She don't represent West V 53. She don't represent these women over here. Boy, people crazy, you know that? Don't be bashing black women. She don't represent no black women. She represent herself. Get that? It's crazy. She represent herself. And so I'm showing her because I seen her first, talking all ghetto, all hood, but can't take care of no business. So then when I seen this lady, I said, dang, here go another one. And I guarantee you that once this lady get ready to go to prison, they are going to compare Tiffany to Jasmine. Jasmine don't know it because Jasmine from Texas. But Jasmine do not know that she is going to be compared to this lady right here. That is a fact. I'm saying it first. Jasmine Crockett is going to be compared to Tiffany Henyard. It's just the rest of the nation don't know about Tiffany. And when the rest of the nation see Tiffany in cuffs and they start showing clips nationwide of how she was talking, they're gonna say Jasmine sounds just like her. That's what they're gonna say. All I can do is tell the truth. If Tiffany or if Jasmine was my daughter, I'd be embarrassed. She talking all that hood stuff. I think her daddy was a pastor. Her mom and daddy was some upstanding black people. They wasn't no hood ghetto people. So that, and she fake. She ain't no hood chick like that. She not, that image she doing is fake. She not that. She not that. And she don't even act like that's not really her, Josh. It's an act. A couple of politicians called her out and say, you need to cut that out. That's fake. It's fake. She not that. She come from a nice suburban town with a good family. She ain't none of that. We have that in the community where these people that grow up squares, they try to get some hood credit. I don't know what that's about. They grow up squares, they grow up nerds, and they feel like they stereotype their own people so much. They feel like they gotta dumb it down to get our attention. This just show you what she think about us. She think that's appealing to us, which is an insult. I'm telling you, she think that ghetto talking is appealing to us. Tell me I'm lying. She wouldn't do it if she didn't think we like it. She think we like it. I'm gonna show y'all I'm real with it. I'm telling you. Tell me I'm lying. Would she do that if she didn't think we like it? She's stereotyping us making society think that's what we want to hear. That's how you got to talk to them. That's how you got to talk to them. That's what she's doing. Like, if I talk like this, they're gonna love me. But the people that's gonna like that don't vote. The blacks that's gonna enjoy that, they don't vote. They don't vote. They're not responsible voters. They're just hood people. She's attracting a crowd that don't even vote. Yeah, she switched up when she started getting more attention. She sure did. Look, he said that's an act she putting on. It's straight mockery. She's putting on an act for the stereotypical sister girl. Exactly. It's embarrassing to me. It's embarrassing. It's really, it's just, boy, when I turn that on and I see that, I just go, God, come on, man. Sister, come on. Yeah, come on. Come on, are you kidding me? I just couldn't believe it. I seen her do it twice. The first time I seen her do it, I was like, who is this lady? And I was like, oh my God. You know, I was raised when you get in front of a bunch of Europeans acting like that, it was an embarrassment when I was coming up. You know, your mother and father say, you don't act your color. That's what some of your grandparents, y'all great grandparents or grandparents used to say back in the 50s and in the early 60s. Don't get out here acting your color. Don't get out here acting your color. Carry yourself like you got some sense. So that was a no-no. You talk one way when you back around your own people, and when you got around mixed cultures, you talk another way. I remember being a little boy, and to I was like in seventh grade, and my mother and father wanted to put us in. They wanted to get us out of the public school, right? And they wanted to get us in a better school. So they didn't put us in the Catholic school. They put us in a Lutheran school. And I remember one day we went to church, and after church, I seen my mother talking to the people after church, and she was talking different than she was talking at home. You know, I'm a child. I don't understand. So my mother's talking different, all proper and everything. So we got in the car and say, Mom, why you talking like that? But she didn't really say nothing because she knew I didn't understand. You know what I'm saying? But what happened is I started paying attention, and I started noticing when I would call my mother at work and say, May I speak to Bessie Stewart? And she would come to the phone and she'd say, This is Mrs. Stewart. May I help you? And I say, Mom. And she said, What y'all want? As soon as she see it was us, she would go back to mama voice. But when she answered the phone with her government voice. She worked for the government. So I got hip to it. I was like, oh, okay, I get it. When mama answered the phone, she got to sound professional. And then if she found out with us, then she could talk regular. So I peeped it. I was like, okay, cool, got it. Got it. You got to have your professional voice. Like a disc jockey. A disc jockey on the radio, he don't talk like that at home. He has his disc jockey voice. Welcome to the station W403. He don't be at home, honey, would you make me some pancakes? He don't do that at home. He's got his DJ voice. Then he's got his regular voice. Sports announcers. He has his sports announcer voice. That's not how he talks at home. And so you got to have your politician voice or your businessman voice. You can't mix that all up like that. And if you can't change like that, then just stick with the professional voice if you can't go back and forth. Same thing with using profanity. If you can't control your profanity, don't use it. Every time I say profanity, I know I'm doing it. I just don't be doing that like that. I got control over that. I can talk all day without using slang, profanity, and things like that. I can do that all day. All day. I'm not confused over which one. Me coming up, I had to talk three ways. I had to have the street way, I had to have the professional way, I had to have the roster way. I have to know when to say yes, I, soon come, for whatever. We don't do backwards, we do forward. I had to learn that. I know I can talk that way too. We don't come back, we soon come. Yeah, man, I soon come. For whatever, backwards never. The term is called code switching. I don't know nothing about code switching. I don't care about the term. I know you talk according to what you got to do. Whatever you got to do, that's how you talk. Nowadays, they make up stuff for everything, so I can't really deal with the code switcher because code sounds degrading. You know what I'm saying? That just don't sound right. Code switching sounds like, what's the code though? So if I don't know the code, I can't agree that I'm code switching. I call it communication. That's what I call it. Just like if you go to China or you talking to some Hispanics and you know Spanish, you got to speak Spanish. So I don't know. But definitely you need some decorum. What is decorum? Decorum refers to behavior that is considered polite, correct, and respectable, often implying a sense of formality and good manners. Here's more detailed explanation. Definition. Decorum is a noun that describes proper and polite behavior, often in a formal setting. Origin. The word decorum comes from the Latin word decorus, meaning fitting, proper, and becoming. Okay? Usage. It can refer to the general standards of polite behavior and social situations. It can also describe the state of being calm, orderly, well regulated, especially in a formal context. Example, he has no sense of decorum. Court decorum requires that all parties address the judge as your honor, or the decorum of the meeting was impeccable. Right? So you're not going to go into court and say, yeah, I hear you. You're going to say, thank you, your honor. You're going to use the proper language for whatever you're doing in life. You're not just going to be flat across the board with whatever you're doing. If you work in the medical field, there's a bunch of terms that you use that you're never going to use in real life. Yeah, she does it all the time. She does it all the time, but here go the thing. There's certain positions you get in life where you can never do that again. right? There's certain positions that if you decide to take that position, you have to bury the other you. It's gone. It can't exist anymore because you can't turn it on or turn it off. In other words, when I go to work, I just go to work. I go to work, then I come home. But if you're a politician, you don't go to work and then not be a politician. You can never not be a politician. See what I'm saying? So if I go to work and I'm a bus driver, I'm a bus driver. When I get off work, I'm not a bus driver. But when you're a politician, that's it. You're a politician all the time. You can't be regular. Again, that's why you have to be careful when you take that job. When you're a politician, that's it. So that's why you have to watch what you pick, because some things mean to change your whole life has to change. And if you're not willing to change your whole life, don't go into that. Don't go into that if you're not willing to change your whole life. If you're a rapper, you have to be two different people. You have to be one person on the rap, but you have to be another person when they want to interview you. You can't do your interview like your raps. Your interview, you have to realize you're talking to a lot of people that might watch this channel that don't even listen to rap. See what I'm saying? So there's people going to watch me that don't necessarily listen to rap. You understand? So she's totally embarrassing. I don't like her. I don't like her. All that ghetto stuff. You here to get laws passed and stuff like that. You ain't here to show us how hood you are. But of course I don't like her because I seen her after this one. And if you want to see, then go look at some videos right now. Tiffany Henyard. Oh, just a total disgrace. She did it all the time. Was never a politician. Was just always a hood politician. No decorum ever. So after seeing that here in Illinois for so many years, when I seen her do it, it was immediate turnoff. Like, oh my God, here we got another Tiffany. So that's why it's probably a little bit more to me than it is to y'all, because we lived this nightmare here in Illinois. And she stole a lot of money. And she was a hood rat and she stole a lot of money and she's going to prison. And so I would advise any politician, you don't want to be stereotyped as this type of person. This is not good for her. And the nation gonna see, y'all gonna remember what I told you, because she gonna be in cuffs one day. And I guarantee you when she gets in cuffs, it's gonna be a nationwide story. They're gonna be talking about it all the time. And they are gonna definitely bring up Jasmine. Watch. Jasmine don't even know that. Jasmine is going to be compared to Tiffany. That is an absolute fact, which is a horrible comparison because Jasmine might not be no thief like Tiffany. But Tiffany was just kicked out of office with that same type of conversation. So why would you want to be anything like somebody that has been kicked out of office and is embarrassing? Why would you want to take on that persona? And then the hood don't like you, because anytime the hood see you trying to talk hood, and then you live in a nice house in a nice neighborhood and your mom and daddy preach and stuff like that, we know, look at you, you phony. You phony. So a lot of people she trying to reach, they ain't gonna like her. Because that ain't even you. Her daddy a minister. She come from a nice neighborhood. She ain't no hood chick at all. None. I looked her up. She ain't none of that. She went to the best schools and all that. That lady not that. That's why one of the white politicians said that she was turning on that hood persona. They said that already. The white politicians are already calling her out on it. They know it's phony. They know you're not about that life you're trying to portray. She's trying to portray something she's not. She ain't even that. She ain't from the hood. She not from the hood at all. None. Okay? She ain't no next Maxine Waters. Maxine didn't act like that. Maxine was a professional. Okay? Miss Maxine, I never seen Miss Maxine act like that. Miss Maxine act like your mother, but not your hood rat mother. Miss Maxine acted like your mama, your auntie telling them to keep it straight, but Miss Maxine acted like a church lady, not no hood rat. Tell me I'm lying. Miss Maxine act like your auntie or your mama, but the church lady kind. Mr. Senator, we are not going to have this like that. She wasn't like, baby, honey. You ain't never seen Maxine talk like that. Same for Donald Trump the other day when he said it's a bunch of bullshit. I didn't like that. I didn't like that. I was like, come on, bro, you the president. Really? Y'all believe Trump should have said it's bullshit? The president of the United States and the whole world watching him? You ever seen the Russian president talk like that? You ever seen the prime minister of Japan, who the guy that run China? You ever see any of them talk like that? Name me one world politician that get up there and say bullshit but Trump. Making the presidency look like a damn hillbilly. Y'all didn't see what he said that? Name me, come on, man. The president of the United States on the TV all around the world talking about using the word bullshit? Bruh. Tell me I'm lying. That wasn't tacky. Y'all let me know. Was that tacky, yes or no? If it was tacky, say yes. When president said bullshit, the president of the United States, like the leader of what they call the leader of the free world, up there talking like he had a bar. So I'm keeping it fair all around the board. He tacky too. That was horrible. I said, bruh, I couldn't believe he said that. I couldn't believe he said that. I was like, what? Yeah, baby Lane, that's crazy. If your son was some type of senator, congressman, and he got on TV and said that, you know you'd be mad. You know you'd be mad. Come on, man. I ain't got no title like that, so I could just let it rip. Know what I'm saying? You're the president of the free world. You're the president of one of the most powerful countries in the world. You on there, and you can't talk presidential. Come on, man. Yeah, he lowers the office of the president. So I ain't just got to pick on her. Know what I'm saying? I ain't got to just pick on her. Trump did the same thing. It was horrible. I said, what? I just looked at him. That happened like not a few days ago. I looked at him like, man, this guy right here is no good. Like he's, come on, man. Come on, man. Look how hard they're making it to raise our children. Back in the day, G-Rock, you had to act like whatever your job was, period. If you was an actor, you did interviews, you had to do your interviews like an actor. If you was an R&B singer, you had to do your interviews like an R&B singer. You had to be professional back in the day. If you was an athlete, right, and they asked you something like that, you had to be a professional. Okay? You had to be like a professional. You had to be like whatever your profession was. You could not be tacky. You ain't never gonna see none of the old newsmen or none of the old politicians act like that. You're not gonna see that. Back with no profession when I was growing up. You could be in the NBA. When it was time to do your interview, you had to be professional. Go look at Dr. J interview, Michael Jordan interview. Go look. Look at their interviews. Look how they conduct their interviews. You had to represent. If NBC as interviewing you, you had to represent NBC. You had to say what's proper for NBC and for their audience. You couldn't say what you want to say because they're putting that on their news channel and they have a standard. So your standard had to match whoever's interviewing you. Period. If you said the wrong thing, they wouldn't air it. No, they wouldn't air it. No. They're not airing that. They'll stop and make you do it over. Cut. Could you do that over, Mr. Jordan, and not leave that part out? Okay, thank you, sir. Boom, roll them. Yeah, they'll stop it and say, let's do this over. Cut, take two. Thank God. I swear to God. Walk, you're a little bit off subject, but I guess. Anyway, you're a little bit off subject, so come back and say something on subject, bro. Gavin Newsom got a podcast. See what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't know, but what Americans don't understand is you still competing with the rest of the world. So you competing with China, you competing with Britain, you competing with Russia. So you can lower your standards all you want, but you lowering your worth in the world. And once you lower your worth like that, when your children go overseas and all that, you lowering their value like, oh, stupid American. Now you ain't no professional. Americans ain't professional. So that hurts your business. That hurts everything. That's bad for business because you devalue your product, you devalue your people, and they're gonna stereotype the whole country. Stereotypes ain't good. Black people, we've been fighting stereotypes. Stereotypes kept us from getting certain money. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. I don't know what to say about. I don't know where American society is headed, but it's really not in a good position. You know what I'm saying? It's headed in a bad direction. You know? It's just not good. You know? It's just not good. It doesn't seem good at all. Seems bad. They start associating that with your products too. So if you look cheap, then it cheapens your products. This is why they pay certain people to do commercials to make the product look better. You know what I'm saying? You can be down to earth, but not if you're in a certain position. If you're in a certain position, there ain't none of that. So you have to watch what position you taking in the world. You know what I'm saying? You say, do we lawyer up and go to Congress for what, Lolita? You know what I'm saying? You have to, you a certain position. Just don't take it if you can't handle the position. It's like Barack Obama. He's got to stay like that his whole life. He can't never be nothing but that same Barack. That's why so much pressure is on Michelle because she don't seem to be able to maintain that. So she don't want to be seen because she has a tendency to be mean, and she can't be no mean first lady. And that's her problem. She be too funky looking to be a first lady. She don't want to accept that she's a first lady. You understand? You understand? Michelle don't want to be a first lady. She think it's something she could turn on and turn off. She don't understand that's for life. So she had ended up getting in a mission she didn't want to handle. Right? You understand? What's going on, Drew? Like certain positions, like don't take them. Like don't take certain positions because you might not be able to handle certain things. That's it. You become like a figure. You become a character, and you got to stay a character your whole life. You can't get out of character. You have to stay in character your entire life. And I don't think a lot of people understand that. You can never get out of character. If you're a politician, that's it. It's a wrap. Or you some kind of like circuit court judge or Supreme Court judge. Man, that's it. That's you one person forever. You don't get to change. If you a doctor, even if you're a doctor local, you cannot never not be a doctor when they interview you. If you know any medical people in your family, ask them. Ask them, say, you in the medical field, can you ever get on any television, anything, and not be medical? No. I'm trying to tell them, Andrew, you got to be disciplined in certain fields. It ain't not you. That's it. That's it. That's all you could be. You can never change. You know what I mean? Good to see you, Bernice. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't have got in that field. Good to see you, big Z man. You know what I mean? Like you get in a certain field, younger black people, you know what I'm saying? That's it. And another thing too, with social media, let me tell y'all something. If you got a good job and you get on social media, don't use no fake name and get on social media. Use your real name and your real face, and then say everything that helps you keep your job. Learn how to manipulate social media. So if I work in medical, I got a real good job and I get on social media, that's not a problem because I'm going to always say stuff that the job is going to be proud I said. And I'm not going to really comment that much. But when I do comment, it's going to be something that if the job see, they're more likely to give me a raise than want to get rid of me. I'm going to stay in character. So you can also manipulate the system on social media. I did it with my daughter when she got ready to go to college. We changed the whole Facebook and made her look super smart. All the groups she followed was Oxford, the top colleges. We put all college and her high school stuff on there. And we didn't have, and so if they go look at her social media, she look even smarter. Because they could look at your social media to see if you not the standard, but you can also use social media to increase your standard. So I went and scrubbed our whole Facebook. And we followed all the top universities in the world. So when you go on the page and you go to the groups, all you see is the top university. We put our school pictures up there. We didn't have no ghetto stuff or nothing that makes her look less than the best student ever. I showed her to use it the other way. If they can use it to take you down, you can also use it to make yourself look super great. So use social media. Don't try to be no social media person and at your job because they're going to see it. You understand? Make sure when your job see it, you got to play the game the way the game to be played. So if your job do see it, they say, we seen you on social media. You were saying some great things, man. Now we see on social media, you be talking crazy, huh? No. You know what I'm saying? Your regular social media, that way, because the resume page, they're going to know it's fake. So fake out your real social media. So now that my daughter's, when she finished taking her test and she started working at a hospital, we're going to go back on her social media. We're going to get rid of the one we had for college, and then we're going to redo it for the one for a profession. And so any job, go to her social media, she's going to look like the smartest, best person in medical ever. We're going to use it the other way. So right on this one, she followed all the top college university. So then that's going to go, she's going to follow all the top medical schools, all the top hospitals, all the top medical stuff. So when they go on there, all they going to see is genius stuff. That's it. If they can use it to take you down, you could use it to take you up. Hello. Play the game the way it's going to be played. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, she got fired for twerking because, you know what I'm saying? They can't afford people to see you doing that. You make the company look bad. Use your social media, pimp them. Yeah, pimp them. Fix your social media to benefit you. Go make you the greatest. You know what I'm saying? Make you the greatest ever when they see it. And that's what I did for my youngest daughter. It worked too. We had a high school logo up there. Then we had Yale, Oxford. That was the only group she was following. All the groups she was following was the top universities in America. When you go to a page in her groups, and all her pictures was like uh, the engineering class, the robotics achievements, all stuff to make her look like the smartest kid in the whole world. I deleted all her friends that be posting negative stuff. We deleted all of them. She ain't following nobody but professors and it's total. You know what I mean? That's all you follow is professors and Ivy League schools. That's all you follow. She ain't following no losers. She ain't following no politicians. That way, she ain't got to worry about them thinking she a Democrat or a Republican. She just right down the middle. She's medical. No politics. Medical, school, and education. And now when she go to the next field, we're going to go now and take all that college and high schools off, and then we're going to put like the top laboratories for studies and the top cancer research center, all the top medical stuff, and then we're going to put her college up there instead of her high school. And we're going to unfollow all the Ivy League schools, and we're going to follow all the medical stuff, the top medical universities. You know what I'm saying? So when her medical people say, let's go check her out, and they go over there, it's going to be all medical. All medical. To help her get the best jobs rather than stopping her from getting the best job. And she ain't going to be over there making no comments. It's just there. So yeah, go spy on me. Go to my Facebook. Go to my Facebook and spy on me. Because spying on me going to help me. You know what I'm saying? So spying on her is going to help her. That's what I would advise all of you all to do. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Make your social media help you. Jasmine is not going to be no leader. She doesn't have a chance. She shot herself in the foot. She's not going to be a leader of nothing. It's not going to happen. Nobody's going to want her to represent them. She ruined her reputation. Her reputation is ruined. She's dead in the water. She might can keep winning in her state, but she'll never be national. Just talking all ghetto and all hood. Doing a little ghetto jargon stuff. She didn't know how to stay a politician. Trying to pander to us, thinking if she talked super black hood. Running away her square black constituents that she need. When you're a politician, you need the squares. You don't need the hood ones. You need the squares. That's what's going to push you over the top. You ain't going nowhere with the hood. The hood don't even go vote a lot of times. Come on. And a lot of people in the hood, we want to vote for professionals. We don't want to vote for no other hood person like me. If I'm hood, I don't want to vote for no hood. I want to vote for up to professional one to represent me. I'm already hood. I don't got no faith in no hood stuff. If I'm a hood dude, I don't believe I could be the president. So why would or a congressman? So why would I vote for you to be a congressman? And you hood just like me, and I ain't qualified. I already know I'm qualified. I ain't qualified. If you in the hood, you know you ain't qualified. So when you see somebody act the hood, they don't look qualified. You're like, no, she can't be no damn president. She act just like me. I need a real president. I need a real congresswoman. She ain't real. She bootleg. You know what I mean? You're gonna want the real Congress. You're gonna want the real politician, not the fake one, not the hooded out one. They're like, we don't want Keisha in there acting like Keisha, and you're embarrassing. Because most people that come up with in the hood and come up with the hood jargon and they start having children and they want their children to be successful, they don't want their children acting like them. In the black community, there's a lot of blacks trying to raise their children different than them. They don't want their children to be like them. I know a lot of rappers do not want their sons to be nothing like them. They sending their sons to a whole different environment, to a whole different school. They don't want him talking about on phone them, none of that. They don't want him talking about, they don't want their son doing anything similar because they feel like that stifling their life. So if you got a life and you in the streets and you talking on streets and you feel like it kind of kept you down, when you have your son, you're going to be like, no, I don't want my son to do none of that. Anybody in the hood will tell you the last thing you want is your children to be hood. You going to the college, seeing your children walk across and be highly intelligent. You be so proud. My baby made it. She's smart. That's what we look up to. We look up to the ones that broke the code. We want our children to get out of the ghetto. We don't want our children to have no ghetto mind state. That means an L. In the hood. The hood don't like you when you stay hood. They don't like that. No, you can't switch it back. Not in 2025, because once you say something, chicka, it's captured, it's reran over and over. Too late. Nowadays, once you do something, that's it. They capturing it and they rerunning it forever, and you ain't gonna never live it down. Not in the camera social media era. No. No. You cannot make a mistake because it stay forever. You can make a mistake still if you look professional, but you can't switch roles. You can't be like this and think they're going to let you be back like that. No. They're going to be, this is how you are, and now you faking because you really like this. But when they see you the same way all the time, then they figure that's how you are. But if they see you one way and then see you another way, they're going to say you phony. You're an actor. So who's going to believe you when you switching up? You have to think before you sleep before you speak, but you're supposed to already have your persona, so you ain't supposed to think. You're supposed to already have your persona. That's not on the table. I can do it, so I don't know why they can't do it. It's just too late for me. I've been talking crazy. But if I hadn't been talking crazy on social media, I could come on here right now and be whatever I'm supposed to be all the time. So I won't get on here. No, the hell with that. I know how to say absolutely not. Absolutely not. That's absurd. I can do that. Trust me, what I'm telling you. And I'm never getting out of character. I'm not getting out of character nowhere because somebody's going to try to catch me on film. So when I go to a party, a family event, wherever I go, I'm going to stay in character. So you got to know that's gangster. You got to know. You got to know. Just like if you're doing something legal, illegal, and you don't want nobody to know, you don't never say what you're doing illegal nowhere, or you're going to go to jail. So you keep that a secret. You don't never talk about that, ever. You never talk about that, not even on the phone. When somebody call you, they know, don't call me talking about you got the package. We never say that. Because if you do, you're going to prison. So you learn, you never, ever. If you're a drug dealer, you never talk like a drug dealer. Never, ever, nowhere. That's the only way you're going to stay out of prison. If you make a mistake and talk like that, and it gets recorded or heard, you're done. You have to keep that persona, that whatever you faking that you are. You don't want nobody to know you're a drug dealer. You want somebody to think you this. You got to act like that all the time. You can't switch back and forth acting like a drug dealer, not acting like you got a car lot and you're a car salesman. If you're a car salesman and you're selling drugs, you got to be a car salesman all the time. Period. So if you got some work for me, you call them, you saying, hey, what's going on? I want to come look at that Chevy you got in the lot. You can't call me, hey, man, I got their packages. Bro, what is we doing? You're done. You're sloppy. Period. I'm just telling you. Keep your mouth closed and pick your persona. If you young and you a young brother and sister and you going to college and you trying to be something, start acting like that right now. If you're trying to be a lawyer, start acting like a lawyer right now. You can't be no regular college kids no more. You want to be a lawyer, act like a lawyer all day, every day. With your wife too, because your wife got to know she marrying a lawyer. If you act like a regular dude and then your wife marry you, now when you're a lawyer, she like, hey, she don't want to be bothered with you because she married a regular dude. But if you always act like a lawyer, she can't complain because she married a lawyer. Don't have her marry no regular dude and then act like a lawyer. Make her act like a lawyer so she know what she getting into. So she know you a lawyer. You ain't no regular dude. You know what I'm saying? You're a lawyer. Because you might do a certain kind of law. You can't make a mistake at house. House might be wired, bugged. They do all type of stuff for you to lose the case. So you have to stay in character. Same if you're going to be the case. Whatever lie you tell, you have to tell that all the time. You can never tell the truth, ever. If you get caught with some work and you tell the police it wasn't yours, you have to say that all the time. You all the time to everybody. You can't say you didn't have it and go back and tell your wife you had it. You got to tell your wife, I didn't have it. You got to tell your mama, I didn't have it. You got to tell the judge, I didn't have it. If they lock you up on the deck, you got to tell everybody on the deck, I didn't have it. They lied. I didn't have it. I didn't have it. I didn't have it. Everybody heard you say, nobody can hear you say you had it. Everybody got to hear you say, it wasn't mine. Or you're not going to beat your case. And you're not going to look believable. That's how I beat my case. Wait till the book come out. I'm gonna tell you. I beat my case because it wasn't mine. I told that lie so much that it wasn't mine. Everybody believed me it wasn't mine. And there was nobody in the jail that could testify on me. Because if you call them testify, they're going to say, he said it was his. You know what I'm saying? I'm finna tell them shit. It ain't mine. I'm lying to all y'all. If I went to Judgment Day, I would have told God, it ain't mine. I got to go to court. I'm not finna tell God nothing if I got to go to court. No, it's not mine. Every day, all day, everybody to everybody. It's not mine, it's not mine, it's not mine, it's not mine. I never did that. 10 years after the case was over, I was still saying that wasn't mine. I told that lie for a long time. By the time I got to court, I believed it wasn't mine. That made my testimony so real. My testimony was real, real. Because I brainwashed myself. That's not mine. You know what I'm saying? It's not mine. It wasn't that mine. This is a lie. So I don't know where it came from. It's not mine. So I ain't have to worry about mixing my story up. Because I only got one story. I'm not telling one story over here and one story over there. I'm telling the same lie everywhere. I tell that lie so much it the truth. Okay, we had some type of internet interruption. But yeah, the whole time it's never mine. 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 And so when you're a politician, constantly, you're a politician all day, every day. All your questions, politicians. All your answers, political. You when you talk to your children, you're still a politician. When you have a that you're a new person all the time. When you get in when you go into Congress or it's a debate, you're always still a politician. When you get mad, you're still a politician. You never ever come out of character. Never. Or you're not going to be successful. The only time you can come out of character is when you're an actor. You can come out of the character you play, but you can never not be an actor. So you always doing interviews. You have to always be an actor. And you don't want to say something that's going to make people not hire you for a job. I mean, the world is politics, and you have to be political. Period. If you're an actor, you always have to be an actor, or you ain't gonna work. So it's actors that got all out their body and they never work no more. They got to talking crazy. They all stay in character. Bill Clinton stay in character when you interview him. He made a mistake with Monica Lewinsky, but other than that, them politicians don't be getting out of character like that. Joe Biden didn't even know where he was, but he stayed in character. Whenever he knew where he was Joe Biden. Look how long he was a congressman or a senator, for ages. I mean, he had to stay like that. And so this sister, man, she all out of character. You know what I'm saying? She all out of character, messing her money up. Messing her money up. Like she ain't got no decorum. She don't have no, she's just totally unprofessional. Totally. It's embarrassing. Why the black one gotta be like that? Look at it. Oh, look at what's her name? Sarah Palin. What happened to Sarah Palin when she kept getting out of character? Her political career was a joke her whole life. Because she was always non-professional. Like the other white lady. What's the other white lady in there always hollering and stuff? Nobody's ever going to respect her. Her political career going to go nowhere. What's her name? Y'all know what I'm talking about. The one that Mari Taylor Green or something. What's her name? She's never going nowhere. Green. She's never going nowhere. Marjorie Green. She's never going nowhere. She's never going anywhere. She's going to always be a laughing stock. She ain't going nowhere. Watch. She ain't going nowhere. She embarrassed herself. Marjorie Taylor Greene, ain't that her name? She's never going nowhere. Because she ain't got no decorum. You have to have decorum. You have to have decorum. Okay? Decorum refers to behavior that is considered polite, correct, and respectable, often implying a sense of formality and good manners. And nobody's going to take you serious as no professional if you don't keep that. Decorum, behavior in keeping with good taste and propriety. You exhibit remarkable modesty and decorum, etiquette. Okay? Period. Your parents teach you that what? There's a time and place for everything. And when you go into certain professions, young black people, I have a lot of young people watching me, always stay in your place. Now, ain't no more respectable now. It's a wrap. It's too late. That's what I'm trying to teach them, Josh. It's a wrap. Once you're recorded as a lowlife, that's what you're going to be. You don't want nobody to be saying you cleaned it up. That means, no, you don't want to never have nothing to clean up. I'm giving y'all a game. You don't want to clean it up. Okay, if I'm a politician and Josh is a politician and I had to clean my reputation up, but Josh just got a great reputation, who gonna go further? Josh, who always had a great reputation, or me, who had to clean mine up? I'll never be looked at as great as him because I had to clean it up. And I'm a politician that fell off and tried to get back on, and he was just on. Everybody's going to trust him. Nobody's going to trust me because I had to clean it up. No. There is no clean it up. You're done. You're not going to be able to compete with the ones that never have to clean it up. They're going to always be looked at as better than you. The ones that was the same way all the time. She's always going to be trash. They ain't never going away. All that hollering and screaming, it's on film forever. So young people, listen to me. They got cameras everywhere now. And whatever you do, it's forever. It ain't like it used to be. It ain't like it used to be with Ted Koppel in them. They wasn't filming everything, but now they filming everything. And once they get that snapshot of you messed up, it's a wrap. You already behind the one they don't get the snapshot. And that's the race. Young people, listen to me. The race is for the ones that never mess up versus the ones that mess up. And the ones that never mess up, they go to the top. You cannot compete with the one that don't mess up if you messed up. You can't compete. They better than you. You know what I'm saying? They better than you. As far as how you act. Now, there's other things. I'm talking about actions. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about actions. Now, there's scandals and all that. But if you got scandals, but you still was exemplary with your actions, you'll be fine. Look at Bill Clinton. He had scandals, but he never acted scandalous. So it made the scandal not be, you couldn't look at his character and see the Monica Lewinsky in his character. Him and Hillary kept it. See how Hillary stood by him and kept it? She never showed no cracks. So they saved their reputation because they never showed no cracks personally. That's how they beat that. He never got out of character. And his wife never got out of character. So he's the perfect example. Look what he was accused of, but it didn't do no damage because he never showed it in his personal character. So it's always going to be like hearsay. When you look at him, you never seen it. He always had his head up, boom. He never started talking crazy and all that. So that just rolled right off his back. I'm giving young people game. Listen to me. Listen to me, young people. Look, what is a role model? A role model is someone who positively influences another person through actions and words. A good role model can come in many forms, such as a mentor, family member, and professional connections. Being a positive role model in the lives of others is a powerful form of representation. This is especially important for communities that often lack access to resources. Seeing someone from your community succeed can inspire a positive mindset that might otherwise be harder to develop. What are examples of a role model? You can find a role model in many different people throughout your life. Each can offer you a unique perspective that can expand your worldview. Here are some examples of role models: mentors, teachers, coaches, philanthropic leaders, business leaders, and political figures. You understand? Role models. Boom. You gotta keep it 100. What do they be saying? They tell you, right? Role models. All right, I'm giving y'all game. Listen and learn. Young people. Sometimes y'all, when y'all watch me, it be middle-aged people, 40 and 50. Don't listen to them. You in your 20s or 30s. And you're going to listen to somebody who's already soiled They're going to give you bad advice. Okay? I'm going to give you the real advice because I'm really talking to the youngest ones, and the rest can learn if they want to learn. But I'm talking to the young ones. Anybody that be speaking against me, they don't have your best interest. Okay? Young people, and you come over here and I'm trying to give you good advice, and you're going to see Luciferians come over here to taint their advice. They can't just come and say, yes, that's good advice. They're going to come, but this, but that, but this. And these are people with negative vibes that's trying to send y'all off. And these are people that ain't going to teach nobody nothing. They just going to try to interrupt when I'm teaching you. And that's how you know they negative. Anytime you see somebody that's not teaching nothing until somebody else is teaching something, don't listen to them. Don't listen to them because they don't have your best interest. They competing. So never listen to nobody that come over here competing with me because they don't have your best interest. They're competing with me, and I'm trying to help you. They're not trying to help you. They're trying to turn it into some competition. But it could be like this, but it could be like that. It could be like you shut up, too. That could be like that. It could be like, shut up over here. Well, I can't be like you, shut up. Now, let me do what I'm doing and help these people. Because I don't want young people, because there's a word called stereotype. So once you stereotype yourself, young people, that's that. That's a stereotype, don't go away. That's it. Don't make nobody think that you can get from under a stereotype. Once you get stereotyped, you never get unstereotyped. That's it. It's a wrap. That's it. So if you want to be successful, don't get stereotyped. You got to work hard to stay on point. It takes hard work. Okay? You got to think about the long term of your career or whatever you're doing, especially now with cameras everywhere, and camera phones everywhere, and social media, and TikTok and all that. They'll post you everywhere. Young people, always remember this. Never let them see you sweat. Stay cool. Stay the same way. Don't get jittered, because they're going to try to get you jittered, and they're going to try to capture it, and then it's going to live forever. You live in a world, a snake world, young people, where they want to snake you, and they want to catch you a certain kind of way, and then they want to spread that knowing it's not good for you. That's what they want to do to you. So you always give them shots that benefit you. You don't give them shots that help they plan to destroy you. Okay? You understand? You understand? Always. It's with the internet, young people, you have to stay the same way. You cannot get out of character. Let me tell you something, especially you men. If you're one way in the public and you get out of character with your wife and you have a bad breakup, you know what she's going to do? She's going to tell everybody, this is how he really act. That's what she's going to do. She's going to ruin you. She might even nowadays she might try to record you out of character. How many times you seen that? How many Ray J recordings you seen? How many people you seen recordings where they tried to show them acting other than they want the public to see them. This is what they're going to do to you. You cannot even get out of character at home. Don't do it. Stay the same way. Because y'all, you live in the internet era. And they're going to catch it. And they're going to put it out in the world. So don't you get in nobody DM. Don't you leave no evidence nowhere. Because they will take you down. Because you're surrounded by snakes and vipers and spiders and haters. And any mistake you made, they're gonna expose it because they can get money for it. They can sell a mistake you made for $50,000 if they got it on film. So now I would tell any young people, it's 24 hours around the clock. Whatever you're supposed to be, it got to be 24 hours around the clock. You got to stay in character for life. And it's worth it with the money you're going to get. You got to be your same self. You can have a relaxed version of yourself and the working version of yourself, but you can't have this yourself and that yourself. Oh, no. Because they'll go, oh, I was with Pharaoh, but he ain't like that. He did this, he do that, and he like that. That's what they're going to say. Man, he on that. He just faking. He was at my house. He wasn't nothing like that. He was like this. He was like that. Da, 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 da. No. If anybody around me, everything they're going to say is going to be the same thing I be saying on here. So ain't no woman going to go and say nothing other than what I'm saying. Because if I'm with a woman, she going to be putting in work. And she's going to have to tell everything that, yeah, you was putting on work, just like I told everybody. You was putting in work. I ain't ashamed of you telling everybody. He was just over here making me put in work. Exactly how I do it. You know what I'm saying? That's what you're going to have to tell on me. You're going to have to tell stuff I want you to tell. Everything I do, I want you to tell it. I don't do nothing I don't want you to tell. Everything I do, it's going to benefit me if you tell it. Everything. Yeah, you're not going to get me in my DM typing on stuff I don't want you to show nobody. If I type you something in your DM, it's going to benefit me if you put it out. Guaranteed. It ain't going to hurt me none because I'm not going to tell you nothing that I don't want nobody to know. Because I don't want nobody to know, including you. I don't want nobody to know. I'm not saying anything I don't want nobody to know. This is the game. It's like money. You don't loan nobody no money that you need. When you loan somebody some money, you got to already be expected not to get it back. If you're not expected not to get it back, don't loan it. Because you got to know, this is a maybe. I might not never get this money back. So if your rent is due in 2 weeks and you loan the money and they say they're going to give it back to you in a week, don't you give them that money or you're going to not pay your rent because you might not get it back. That's how the game is, young people. It is what it is. And it's going to get worse for y'all because there's cameras everywhere. So you can't do nothing in public either. They record everything we do. Everything we do. And this sister have already exposed herself to be like a hood rat type politician. She's damaged. Nobody wants you representing us. It's only a few losers want you in there acting hood ratty. But they don't count. But our real business people and real constituents that really got that bread, that really want to see you doing something, they not going to like you because nobody going to want to vote for a woman that they don't want their daughter acting like. I don't want my daughter acting like you. So why would I vote for you? You're the type of person I'm going to show my daughter and say, don't you ever be out there acting like that. And that's what she did. She done set a bad example for our daughters. Get her the hell out of there. Let her go back to the hood and do hood rat stuff. That's what I say. Get her out of there. Because just the fact she thought hood rat stuff was popular just show she don't know what the hell she doing. Because a lot of us, we don't like you doing that around Europeans like that. It's embarrassing. So you got around all these high-class white Europeans acting like that, these white politicians acting all hood ratty, embarrassing us. You can only imagine what they said after she did some of that hood rat stuff. They're like, oh my God. Homegirl. You know what I'm saying? Homegirl. You know what I mean? For them Europeans like that. Sister Soulja was cool, but she couldn't win an election if her life depended on it. But she was cool for what she was talking about, but you know, didn't fit this conversation as far as politics go. You know what I'm saying? It's like if I got a son, I send my son to college. You know, he got to be a college student all the time. He can't slip. He can't slip. He got to be that all the time. You know what I'm saying? You know, when you send your son or your daughter to college, you try to teach them, listen, you got to be this all the time. You can't slip. You know, you're a college student. You be a college student all the time. What, you trying to be a doctor? Okay. Act like that. Act like you're trying to be a doctor. Act like you're trying to be a nurse. You can't never be regular no more. Okay? Now, if you want to be regular, then you're going to have to get like a regular job where you can go to work and come home and be regular. That's fine. I ain't got no problem if you want to be regular. Then be a garbage man or a bus driver or something. You can come back home and be regular. But if you want a certain type of job, you can't never be regular no more. So be careful with occupation, because some occupations you don't get to be regular no more. Some occupations you could go to work. Once you get off work, you can be wherever you want to be. You clock in and you clock out and you cool. But certain jobs, oh no. That's why they find these teachers and stuff left and right. Because she want to be a teacher, then she want to walk around with her booty out at night. And they see it, they be like, no. Your booty out. You a teacher. The kids might see your booty out at night. Yes, at night, but the kids can still see it. We got the internet. We can't have the kids in there with pictures of the teacher with our ass out in class. Because little boys like me, when we see the picture, it's going to be in our phone. And now we ain't going to be able to concentrate. We're going to be looking at your booty. So you can't teach me nothing. Because without that, we was trying to look at certain teachers' booties and how fine they were. So imagine you conduct yourself like that and you come back to school. And the little girls see you like that. And the little boys that see you like that. You talking about, well, I did it after work. You don't get off work. You a teacher. You can't unbecome a teacher. That's one of them jobs. That's it. You be a teacher, you gotta be a teacher all the time. I mean, that's just what it is. You a teacher, you cannot be unteacher. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be a teacher all the time because of this internet. And that's on the good side, that's on the bad side too. For the young brothers. You want to get on this teacher? You gang? Okay, you got to be that. You can't get on here and be gang and then go outside, don't be gang when they roll up. It don't work like that. Like you really got to be that 24 hours around the clock. That's why maybe you shouldn't be that. That's another thing. You can't undo that. You cannot get on this internet. You the most gangster, you hood, you drilled out. That's it forever. Unless you get older, then they'll let that pass. But as long as you look young like you was on the internet, talking all this drill, that's that. You ain't undoing that. And they catch you outside, they standing on that. That's another thing you can't play with. You can't play with the streets and undo it. Ain't no do-overs. Not in the streets. So if you don't want to be that all the time, if you don't want to be looking over your shoulder every time you go to the store, every time you go to the mall, if you don't want to be packing heat, then don't get on the internet with the crazy drill gang stuff. Because that's a 24-hour job. You don't get off. You don't get off. That's just it. Every day you go outside, you better be strapped or you better have somebody with you to help you. If you get caught slipping, you out of here. Ain't no timeouts, ain't no do-overs. So even on the dark side, if you put a certain energy out there, you can't pull it back. You can't pull it back. So it's like, I'm not going to keep talking about this long. I think I made my point. If you're young people, you want to be a politician, you got to be that every day, all day. So when you meet your wife, always be political. That way you don't got to go back and forth, acting political, unpolitical. And you got to feed everybody the same story. So if anybody tell on you, all they can say is, yeah, he's always political. Don't be unpolitical around your wife, saying stuff you wouldn't say in front of your constituents, because somebody going to leak it in front of your constituents. So you never say nothing you don't want it to leak. And that go on the negative side too. If you don't want your boy to know you was talking about him, don't talk about him. Because if you talk about him to somebody, they're going to go tell him. So even in the streets, you always feed the same conversation on the phone. Okay, young people, learn from me, because a dude going to get on the phone. You're like, what up, Joe? You're like, what up, Pharaoh? Hey, man, I was over there hanging out with Brian. This is what he's going to start telling you. He was at Brian's house. I was Brian this, I was Brian that. Man, Brian said, you ain't shit, man. You ain't on nothing. Now, Brian didn't say that. He said you wasn't shit. And Brian said he sure ain't, right? Now, he telling you what Brian said because he trying to get you to say something. So you say he said all that? Man, Brian been a bitch. Brian been ain't that. Guess what he finna do? He not going to tell Brian that he said nothing about him. He going to go back and say, Pharaoh said you a bitch, you been a bitch. So he going to tell me Brian's half. He going to tell Brian my half. He ain't going to tell nobody his half. So when he get on your phone, man, Brian went over to Brian's house. Man, Brian said this and that. You tell, oh yeah, so what else? What's going on? Right away. You're like, oh yeah, so what else going on? How you been doing? How the kids doing? How your children doing? You right away. You don't feed, you don't say nothing. You don't even say nothing about Brian. You change the whole subject. Man, Brian said, man, you be acting funny and shit. Oh, yeah? So anyway, what else you been on? What you been on, man? Oh, man, I've been doing good. Oh, that's cool, man. Just like that. Don't you tell him shit. Fuck him. Keep your mouth shut. Because anything said can and will be held against you in the court of the streets. You know what I mean? Don't let nobody trick you out your spot. Stay the same 24 hours. Don't tell your wife, Brian ain't shit. Because when she get mad at you and break up, she might go sleep with Brian and tell him. So you don't tell nobody nothing. Stay in character. Young people, you understand? Whether politicians, the streets, whatever, stay in character constantly. And don't feed no information going to come back and hurt you. And make sure y'all support the channel because YouTube don't like my content, don't like what I be pushing. So hit Cash App, Venmo, and PayPal because I talk about too much street stuff. I keep it too real, and they don't like that. And you got to pay a penalty. So I don't do no cornball stuff. So because I'm not a cornball, and I'm not just over here doing gossip videos, those candidates in trouble and said this about WAC 100, and WAC 100 said this about Big U. Because I won't do that, then I don't do as good as everybody else. Because I'm going to keep it a billion, and I'm going to talk about stuff in the streets, and I might have to explain it in a street way, which I'm not supposed to do because I'm a baby, and we don't got no freedom of speech. And sometimes I got to paint a picture for you in a street language, or the picture not going to be painted good. So that's why you see me use different ways when I be talking to paint the picture. So what I'm telling y'all today don't really reflect on me a lot as far as me over here teaching, but it do reflect on me as far as keeping my mouth shut so I don't be mixed up in no gossip. So I don't be in my DMs saying nothing. You know what I'm saying? I'm not finna say nothing about nobody, and then they come, and then I'm phony, I'm smiling in Alexa's face. Then I go back, man, Alexis ain't this and that, and somebody gonna go tell her. And then that's phony anyway. Who does that? If you're down with somebody, be down with them. Don't be pretending you cool with nobody, then you not, and all this old weirdo stuff. Stay consistent. You ain't got to pretend you cool with them in the first place. So why you going out your way pretending you cool with somebody, then you not? You could have just not just been kept that like it's nothing in the first place. What you doing all that for? If you cool with them, be really cool with them. Don't be fake cool. I'm really cool with Alexis. I'm really cool with Andrew. I'm really cool with certain people. I'm not finna go and say something different when I get off of here. That's who does that. Stay consistent. Be who you really are. Stop being phony and all switching all up. Saying this over here and that over there. I hope y'all learning from this, all right? Support the channel and stay out of trouble, you know what I mean? And that's just how politics go. You know, we'll be talking about politics all the time over here, right? Because we political minded, right? Victory.